January, week 4, math, 3rd grade, lesson 4. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is how you can remember the order of operations. So when you look at the please, it stands for parentheses because you always do that first. So under the please, just draw parentheses. The E stands for the next thing you do, which is exponent. And we have to write that one. Exponent. Like that. The rest, though, we can just do signs. Can anyone guess what the M in my is for? What is something we do in math that starts with M?
Minus.
Something else? Multiply.
Multiply.
Put a multiplication sign under the M. So can anyone guess what the deer would be?
Division.
Good. Put a division sign under the deer. And then ant.
And addition.
Adding. Good. Addition. So put a plus sign. And then poor
Subtraction.
subtraction is last. We always do subtraction last. Okay? So now let me show you how this works because you're getting older and soon you're going to be having problems that look something like this.
That's easy.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a little bit scary? Let's try it. Okay.
I want to see how
It's not that hard. You just have to do,
But I can't.
please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So, did you all write it? I don't think everybody wrote it.
I did.
Wait, we have to wait.
Wait, we have. I can't.
The 500?
I don't have any glue.
Well, don't worry. We're going to use the glue later when we're done. You need to pull that off of there because I didn't tell you to do that. You know why? It's going to get glued in the front of your book on the inside front cover. So don't glue it yet. We're doing gluing at the end. Okay? No more talking. We're all going to write this. Yeah, but it's not as hard as it looks, and you can do it as long as you apply the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
This is gonna be filled because I can see the 5 in the little 2.
You're correct. We are going to have some squaring, and that's called an exponent. That tiny 2 up there is called an exponent. If it was a 3, it would be 5 cubed, right? And it would, then the little tiny 3 would be an exponent. Did you all write it?
Yes. No problem. No, I didn't. Oh, we gonna have this on a panel.
Soon enough.
While we're waiting for a couple kids to finish writing, put your finger on the exponent. It's way over here. It's at the end. Okay? That tiny 2 is the exponent. Put your finger on the parentheses. Good. Put your finger on the division. Good. Okay, I think you guys got it. So according to please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, what part of this should we look at first?
500. Oh, the parentheses.
Yes, say it out loud, louder.
Parentheses.
Anything in the parentheses. So usually division does not go first. It goes in the middle. But we've got parentheses around it. You have to do that part first. So keep the 500. Keep the takeaway. And the 8 and the plus, they all stay the same. Now stop and solve. So what is 12 divided by 6?
2.
Yes, 6, 12. It's 2.
Oh, that was easy.
Put a 2, and that took care of your parentheses, didn't it?
Now you go to the screen.
Go all the way over here and copy the times 5. And don't forget to put squared and then equals. Now it's already looking a little less scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you...
squared.
5 squared, not 3 squared, 5 squared.
Yeah, 5 squared.
Okay. Who can tell us what they think we're going to do next? So we took care of the parentheses, not Silas, because he said last time. Grayson.
8 plus 2 times 5 squared.
Well, that's an awful lot of stuff you said. We only can take care of one thing at a time.
2 times 5 squared.
Okay, that's still 2 different things.
500 take away 8.
No, he's actually really close. He's really, really close. But he said 2 things, didn't he? He needs to just say one thing. Is it the 2 times or is it the 5 squared?
5 squared.
5 squared.
Yeah, the exponent is next, right? We did parentheses, exponent's next. We have to solve that next. So let's do 5 squared. It's 5 times itself, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5 squared is 25. So we're going to write the whole thing just like it looks, except for here, we're not going to put 5 squared. We solved that. This is, to me, this reminds me of breaking a code, right?
So practice decoding.
Well, easy.
Scream a lot.
Yeah, and I'm recording this, so I don't want to start over.
Ready?
Everybody got it? Okay, what do you think we're going to do next?
The time.
Yes. So that's why Grayson was kind of trying to lump those together. He knew times is next. So what is 2 times 25?
50.
Yes.
Use your hand.
So we're going to write 500, take away 8 plus, and now this, all of that, is going to become 50. Now it's really starting to look a lot better, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
We've almost got it. What's next?
Division.
Well, we've only got 2 things left, a plus and a
Plus.
takeaway. Which one goes first?
Plus.
The plus. So what is 8 plus 50?
58.
Okay, so we're going to write equals 500 take away 58.
It's grimy coming down.
And this is easy. We're going to do this with mental math. Sometimes we could write an algorithm, but this is pretty easy. 500 take away 50 is what?
42. Wait, 442.
Wait a second. Answer my question. I really love that you already got the answer, but I asked, what would 500 take away 50 be?
450.
450. Now we just take away 8 more, and it is 442, like Grayson said. That's our answer. And you just did the kind of math high schoolers do. Pretty cool. But you can only do it if you know, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Do you want to try one more?
No.
They live,
Yes.
these problems live in a little box that looks like this, and it actually has little reminders on the top. See, it's got please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and then it says parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And there's problems lurking in this box that you can do, but you can only do them if you know, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So there's number 1. No, number 3. 10 times 2 plus 3, take away 5 squared. That's a lot like the one we just did. I don't think we should do that.
No.
Ooh, here's one with a cubed.
No.
I totally want to do it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay,
Do all
ready?
of us have to do it?
Yeah.
No.
But I
So are you
can't
ready?
even say it. I can't even.
2 cubed times 10 take away, and here comes some parentheses. Parentheses, 20 divided by 4. Plus 3. While you're writing it, just in case you're wondering why the heck anybody would ever do this, in real life, there's a lot of variables. My husband, Bruce, he does water. He has to deal with particulates in the water, that's a variable. The level of chlorine in the water, that's a variable. The pressure of the water, the diameter of the pipe, any fittings or curves that the pipe has to go, that's angles, so that's another variable. That's 5 variables that he has to deal with anytime he does anything with water.
Clean out septic tanks.
He doesn't do that, but he does similar type of stuff, right? Where keeping the water pure and clean, making sure it's delivered, making sure it's at the right pressure, and making sure there's enough of it. So look at how many variables we have in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a typical example. So when you're in real life actually dealing with stuff, you will often have 5 variables. If you're an engineer, you'll have more. It goes up. Because the difference is Bruce doesn't build the stuff. He just takes care of it and maintains it and makes sure it works. An engineer has to create it, so you can add about 3 or 4 more variables that engineers have to deal with. They would have to deal with how porous the rock is in the soil. They would have to deal with the slope, any slopes that the pipe is going. So you've got slope that they would be dealing with. Finally, they'd be dealing with the layout of the town. So that you can add 3 more variables to the existing 5. So you get good at please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and you can actually solve all of it.
Your husband does a lot of jobs.
Yes, he does.
He
So
loves
does your dad,
roads.
though. Yes, he does. Okay, so let's try and
This morning.
yes, he keeps us safe and happy and keeps the town kind of going. So let's go ahead and try solving.
I remember when we visited that
We need
town.
to
Yeah,
solve
that was
the-
fun, huh?
And
We need to solve the parentheses.
Thank you, Ruben. So 20 divided by 4. Let's skip count our 4s. 4,
8,
12,
16,
20. Stop.
5.
The answer is 5. So we're going to write this thing, and as soon as you get to the parentheses, just trade it out for a 5. There's that 5. Now, don't forget to put the plus 3.
Does the 5 still need to be in for it now?
Nope, you don't need to put the parentheses there. You're done with the parentheses.
We're done with the parentheses?
Now, who can tell me what we do next? Gage. Is he correct? No, the plus is actually fairly near to the end. We're not going to do the plus next.
It's the exponent.
It's the exponent, and there it is. So what is 2 cubed? It's 2 times 2 times 2 again, right? 2 times itself again. What is 2 times 2? 2, 4. Now, what's that times 2?
8.
Yeah, 4 times 2 is 8, right? So we're going to replace this with an 8.
8 squared.
Put the times and the 10. And then take away 5 plus 3. Okay. Now what?
This is getting less scary.
Way less scary. It's already so much less scary, right? You can pretty much do it now. Silas, what's next? The times, right? The next thing is the which is multiply.
It's 5 times 3.
And it's
8
8 times 10.
80.
80. All right. So instead of writing 8 times 10, just write 80 and then do take away 5 and then plus 3. And that's not scary anymore. It's looking very doable. Gage, what's next?
Now the plus.
Now the plus.
Yay!
All right. What is 5 plus 3? 8. So we're going to write the 80 and the takeaway, and then this becomes 8. And the answer is 72. How cool. All right. Will you go home and tell your parents you did this? The last thing I want you to do is glue, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, in the front cover on the inside of your book.
So